Hello, Scorpio. It's Fawn and Fire Intuitive. This is your November 2018 general and love reading. We're going to be looking into your best case scenario for November and your worst case scenario, and into the energetic blocks so that hopefully you can clear those and get your best case scenario. This will be for life and love. I'm going to do the life reading first and the love reading at the end. So you can fast forward if you want to, but I'm finding these readings do work all together, because if your life's out of balance, then your love's out of balance. So I do recommend listening to the whole thing. If this doesn't resonate with you, this is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. You can always check out my videos for your Moon, Rising, or Venus signs, okay? Also, if you're looking for a personal reading, you can contact me. My email's in the description box below. And if you guys are on Instagram, definitely find me. It's Fawn and Fire Intuitive. You can search Fawn and Fire, but I'm loving connecting with you guys and getting to see your faces. So that would be awesome. All right. So best and worst case scenario in life and love. I pulled some oracle cards before I started to save on shuffling time, and to get I just did a Virgo reading that was extremely draining, so I had to get refocused. Okay. So first off, we got Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Okay. So what just came into my head right now, some of you have been kind of looking outside of yourself to know what's right and what's wrong. But you're at this place where you are kind of starting to get like more intuitive hits, more just gut feelings. And it seems like maybe you haven't felt like you could trust those things, but it's saying you can. You know, you don't need outside sources. One of the most amazing things to me is, I mean, you could watch hours and hours of tarot videos, but if you actually meditate for 10 minutes or journal and ask your higher self to communicate with you for 10 minutes, you will get so much more out of it. And sometimes that's hard, because it's like we have to kind of get grounded and clear our minds, which it's always hard to clear our minds. But the other thing is your vibration is rising. I feel like some of you are going through kind of a spiritual transformation. You've been dissatisfied. You have been seeking for more answers, and trying to figure out what serves you, what you really want, who you really are. And your vibration is rising. And with that, some confusion might be coming up. You know, you might not knowing, why am I feeling certain ways? Why do I not feel good? Why do I feel tired? Why do I feel drained? What's happening? Why am I hearing ringing in my ears? Why am I seeing repeating numbers? What's happening? On top of trusting your inner voice, because I know for me at the beginning of my spiritual journey, it was really powerful, because as I would meditate, I would see certain things that I didn't know what they were. And the farther down the road, I'd be like, oh, those are chakras. Cool. I mean, it's very confirming when you see it first and then you find out it's a spiritual thing. You know, if you experience something and then go in search of the knowledge of what it is, it's a huge confirmation, you know, that you're not just buying into somebody else's beliefs. Then we have soul family. Okay, so the good news is you don't have to do it all alone. You have other people on this journey with you, people who resonate with you, people who get what you're going through, people who care about you. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone, okay? And that's as simple as setting the intention. Universe, bring in people who get me, people who have words that they can speak to me that will help answer questions, guidance that I need. So I don't, because a lot of times when you do start to wake up and expand in your thinking, it does sound crazy to people. And especially when you're not quite sure where you stand on certain things. I know, I'm sorry, I keep bringing myself up. I just feel too. So I know for me, it was especially because I was in a Christian, for a really long time, gung-ho Christian. And when I realized certain aspects, not all, There are some amazing universal truths there that I still hold to, but not all of it lined up with like who I was at the core. I just couldn't stand by a lot of the stuff that I read and saw. And so I was like, you know what? I am not like buying into any dogma anymore. I'm going in search. I want to learn for myself. I want to be able to have questions and not just have, and um, a lot of times it's hard to talk to people about things because you don't know what you believe. You're just like, I'm seeking. And right now I'm okay with not knowing. Like, yeah, I'm interested in this. It may or may not end up being something I believe in the long run, but I want to seek. I'm a seeker, the only reason I share that is because I feel like some of you are in the same place right now. Okay. So let's look into your best and worst case scenario for November. The good news is if you are in that place, you already have the ability, everything is connected. You have the ability to connect to your higher self, to connect to the knowledge that's already out there and find it within. And you also have people that it would surprise you how easy it is to find people who are right where you're at and who love talking about it just as much because they find it just as fascinating. Okay. All right. Best and worst case scenario, Scorpio, November 2018. I feel like I'm shuffling really loud. Sorry. It just hit me. Oh my God, baby. I'm blowing out your ears. Okay. We have the King of Pentacles. You could be dealing with a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. You could be dealing with a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo male. It could be either, though. But the male is who's showing up. This could represent you being very stuck in, not stuck necessarily, but grounded in this place where, like, it's always kind of served you. It's always, yeah, I'm getting chills in my crown chakra from that. So, like, stability is important to you and the way you present yourself to the world. You don't want anybody to see any cracks, You may want people, or someone you're dealing with may want people to think they have it all together at all times. So you have this image. And in fact, I mean, the reason that you decided on that image was because those at one time, or maybe even still, were what were important to you. They were your ideals. They were what you were raised to believe were what is good, what is presentable, what you should be like. So we have this King of Pentacles energy. And then we have the Eight of Wands. So this is a fast-moving energy. Moving right to the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so that's interesting. That your best case scenario is actually to quickly I'm trying to think of the way to phrase it. It's like Benjamin Button. To like become a child again. To become a child again. To become a child again and seriously, like, instead of just like holding tight to like ideals that maybe haven't been serving you. Maybe, there's this Eight of Wands energy on the inside. There's this restlessness. There's a desire for something more. And you're like wanting to like run towards it. And, in some decks, the King of Pentacles, he's like in this throne and there's like ivy and vines like wrapped around him. Like he is there. he is stuck there. And Scorpio is a fixed sign. So it's very easy, for Scorpio to, they might take a while to make up their mind, but once they get somewhere, then they're there. They're going to stay. They're there. Even if it's not serving them, even if they've got like all this fast moving energy, like they may be like on the go trying to escape it, but they're still there, but they've got all these other things that they're like actually putting their passion into, because there feels like it's starting to feel like a prison. So if you look at the Page of Pentacles, he's examining, like a child examining the coin, like it's a flipped coin. Like the King of Pentacles obviously knows what a pentacle is, but getting back, like your best case scenario is that you actually quickly start to look at, why do I believe this? Why am I doing this? Why is this important to me? Why? Is this what I really believe? Is this what's really satisfying me? Is this really who I am? Why is this? Some of you are waiting on a message from a King of Pentacles. It could be you're waiting on a job offer. Some of you are waiting just on waiting on a message from someone. Some of you are in a relationship and you're trying to it's like a, like a severe commitment. You're trying to downgrade it to a lesser commitment. We have the Six of Cups. Okay, so some of you, your past is coming up now, and it's like kind of part of your awakening process. Your past is coming up, past memories. Some of you could even be thinking about someone that you really cared about in the past. I feel for some of you, it even could be same-sex relationship. But it's something that you kind of like shove down, some sort of, this memory is bringing up, like, even though like the King of Pentacles looks extremely stable, it's bringing up these conflicting emotions. And the full moon is in Gemini this month. Okay, so there is going to be conflicting emotions. Gemini is the twins, so it's you'll be thinking about something logically, practically. Well, I have to do it this way because I know that this will be the outcome. And then there's another part of you that's like, but I want this, and I want to know why I'm feeling this way, and I want to know why there's so much dissatisfaction. I want to know why I have to like constantly be on the go to feel okay. I want to know what's happening in me right now. Why do I feel different? So if you think back, 6 months ago was the Gemini new moon. So definitely, that's the start and the end of a cycle. Something, if you look back, something 6 months ago probably happened that is been spurring this cycle on. And now you're completing that cycle and getting ready to start a new one. And that's why it's saying quickly look at like what you put your value in. Is it satisfying you? Anything else about this best case scenario? The Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so yeah, I mean, the Knight of Pentacles, again, so much pentacle action here. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Like the reality is, if you're feeling so conflicted, if you're so unhappy or dissatisfied, or you're so just stuck, it's like, are you moving towards value? Are you able to offer true value? Are you even able to accept value when it comes in? For some of you who are waiting on hearing from the King of Pentacles, okay, you're waiting on a message, an offer. It's actually a good thing if you don't, okay? The offer might not be coming in, but this is your best case scenario, and that's a good thing. And we have the Queen of Swords, okay? So you could be dealing with an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, okay? And this is, something that you've been waiting on, like the truth is going to come out, or you're going to tell the truth, or someone's going to tell the truth to you. Something may be cut away, but it can be a good thing. Yeah, Five of Pentacles. Honestly, certain things are happening in your life to leave you out in the cold, and it's a good thing because it's making you examine, okay? It's helping you examine, because there's been a cry in your heart to be more authentic. There's been a cry in your heart. There's things that you've pushed down because of needing to project a certain way, and all of this is actually your best case scenario. Looking closer at why, calling in people to help you understand why instead of fighting it, you know? There's a reason you're feeling angry. There's a reason you don't feel satisfied and you always feel left out in the cold. Even though you clearly have it you clearly have it going on, okay? But they're having this whatever is going on, where it could be a breakup, it could be a job loss, it could be you didn't hear about something that you wanted, you know, could be a fight with people who meant a lot to you. But there's a reason for it. There's a reason for it. There's a reason you're feeling this way, and you need to look at it closer rather than just like, okay, well, fuck them, I'm going to find somebody else, or I'll get a better job. You know what? Like, look closer. Okay. You are the oracle. This stuff is happening. You're putting it out there because inside you want to know. You want to know the truth. Okay, worst case scenario. The Chariot. Could be dealing with a Cancer. The Sun could be dealing with a Leo. 7. Oh, geez. Woo! Chills. Your worst case scenario is victory at all costs. Trying to just stay happy in the moment. Keeping control in the light of day. While lying to yourself. These swords, the 7 of Swords, he's a thief. But a lot of times he keeps his mind busy so he doesn't have to think about what he really needs to think about. Or he tells half the truth. You know, and your best case scenario is you tell the whole truth. Your best case scenario is the Queen of Swords. You tell the whole truth about who you truly are, what you truly have to offer. There's a truth that's not being faced. Ace of Swords. Truth. Truth without extra. You know, the 7 of Swords, there might be a little truth in there, but there's a whole lot of manipulation and other stuff. It could be that your worst case scenario is the truth's going to come to light. You know, if you've been hiding something deep down and you're not looking closer at why, and you're not willing to face it, so you keep kind of making the same decisions, the truth's going to come to light. And this is your worst case scenario. I feel like you deserve to have control, you know, because this has been a season of growth and where you are learning to awaken. You do deserve to kind of have protection from some of the stuff you've had to do or go through in order to find answers. But it's kind of like they're saying, okay, well, the season's coming to a close. It's time to actually find the answers, because otherwise you're going to keep going down the same cycle. And you're actually robbing from yourself true happiness and true victory. And then the truth's going to come out and there's going to be some destruction. Queen of Wands in reverse. So we have Leo. It could be Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. This is an angry lady. Okay. It could be a man or a woman, but it could be, you know, you just get angrier and angrier. It could be you really tick somebody else off. The Magician. You're definitely not manifesting what you want. You know, the Queen of Wands she's so creative. And like I said, it could be a man or a woman, but it's a very creative, passionate person, and honest and real, not ashamed to be themselves. The Magician in the reverse is very manipulative. Okay. So if you're like manipulating because you don't want structures to fall, or you don't want someone to see the truth, it's coming back on you, and it's going to come to light in a negative way. It may not even be with the person that you were dealing with, just it's karmic. All right, I'm going to pull one more card, and then I'll pull the energetic blocks. The Well. There's some deep secrets here, okay? They are deep. They are deep. And it's very possible that you've like, you know, filled the well with sand and just like, nope, we're not going down there. But they're coming out. Those emotions, those truths, they're coming out. And that's why it's so important for you to deal with this stuff. And you have some time, but deal with it. Okay, so, okay, let's look into the energetic blocks. Whatever you're manifesting, you're going to get it in abundance. Okay, when you see the well, there is water rushing over her head, okay? It goes deep, and this well is full. So if you are manifesting growth and love and truth, even if you don't have anything to offer, there's emotional satisfaction, there's abundance, there's more than enough to go around. If you are, geez, I dropped so many and I don't know how I'm going to get under my table. Sorry. Okay. But, you know, if you're manifesting, like, just think about it. Whatever you're manifesting, it is going to come back on you big time. Okay. So you can either drown in love, truth, honesty, creativity, abundance, peace, even if it means facing some difficult things, or you can drown in like manipulation, hiding, lying. You know, if you just care about winning at all costs, then other people having victory over you, anger, and a lot of sometimes it's very overt. It'll be other people attacking you. Sometimes it's just you feel like crap all the time. The good news is your vibration is rising. Like, that's the good news, is that you already are headed towards best case scenario. Just the advice is look closer. All right, energy blocks. Look closer at why you do what you do. Storm warning in reverse. I just thought of a vision I had, because with this, like, this almost looks like a water spout, and then we have a tornado. I had a vision of a tornado turning into a water spout. There are certain things you are afraid of. You think certain things are going to cause a storm, and it's not true. It's not true. It's like almost like the storm's within, and you being honest and real and upfront about certain things, honest with yourself, honest with other people, it's not going to cause what you think it's going to cause. It's the half truths, because people feel it, you know. Financial constraints. Okay, so a lot of you are worried about money. You know, you're worried about your job. You're worried about, am I secure enough to follow what I want? You know, some of you did suffer a big financial loss, and the money's just not coming in. But it's all part of the plan right now. It's all part of the plan. Tell me about this financial constraints. And a lot of it is like, some of you may have certain things that were really important to you and really a part of like the person you put forward. Ooh, yes. Yeah. The person you put forward, you know, the person that you're like, okay, well, I can't be this, so as long as I'm this, I'm okay. And now even that's falling away. but your best case scenario is actually going through this because you are kind of ascending to a new level, and it's like your inner child is crying out like, no, can you please just be authentic, be who we were created to be. All of this is falling away for a reason. You have a new journey, okay? And you're at this, like I said, you're at the end of this 6-month cycle, and it's like enough of the duality. It's time to be authentic and choose a new path. And you have the guard in the gate. And what's so cool, you know, she's behind this gate and there's so much that she wants to explore, and she holds the key, nobody else. The key's hanging around her neck. Okay. All right. So let's go on to love. I'm gonna pull, sorry, that was a long one. I'm getting drained. I just totally dazed out on a YouTube video. I do that all the time in life. My kids will be like, oh, she's gone. They'll be like talking to me and I'll just be staring. They're like, Mom, did you hear me? I'm like, no, I'm so sorry. Tell me again. Okay. Love, singles, couples, and it's complicated. We're gonna look into best and worst case scenario, and I'm gonna speed it up. Okay. Scorpio, singles, couples, it's complicated. Singles, please. Woo! Chemistry. There is a strong magnetic attraction here, okay? So this can mean a couple things. One, it could mean like you can't get somebody off your mind and you are like, why? It can mean singles, it could mean you're addicted to kind of a dopamine release. So you're just constantly in search of that. But I feel like for a lot of you, there is a magnetic attraction with somebody. Like you're really thinking about somebody and you feel like they have something important to offer you. Couples, heart-to-heart conversations, honestly discuss your feelings with one another. So, you know, with that King of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords, there needs to be honest communication in certain relationships, okay? And I feel, even looking at this card, like you are protected as you do that. If you are coming from a place of love, being honest, you know, so often the reason our conversations go bad is because we aren't coming from a place of love. We're coming from a place of wanting control or wanting to actually deflect from like what our weaknesses are. Like, don't you talk to me about, no, either let's change the subject or I'm just going to push it right back on you because yeah, I have that weakness, but you did this and this and this and this, instead of like really talking about what the core issue is. For it's complicated, romantic feelings, weird. Virgo just got this too, for it's complicated. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. No matter what you feel, it's real. Okay. If you're stressed, if you're angry, if you're in love with someone who doesn't love you back, if you are confused, it's real. It's okay to explore and own those feelings. You know, you don't have to have all the answers. Okay. But you are the oracle, if you remember. So the answers are coming. But that's why you have to explore the feelings and look closer if you're in a complicated situation. All right. Okay, 2 cards for each. It's complicated. Best case scenario and worst case scenario. Interesting. Okay. So for singles with chemistry, um, more earth, so much earth in this. So again, you could be dealing with Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Some of you may not be hearing from them. This could be a really long-term relationship or a relationship that you really value, but the message isn't coming in. Maybe you feel a pull to someone, but you haven't really looked closely as to why they satisfy you. But there's something really significant about this relationship. We have the Ten of Pentacles. You know, it's a very stable relationship that could be coming in, or that you already are, you know, in a friendship or in a relationship with somebody that we have Judgment. For some of you, they're not going to message you. You need to message them. This is a significant. And with the Ten of Pentacles, you know, we're talking about soul family. Ten of Pentacles is family. You might be worried about the fact that they have kids, or they're worried about the fact that you have kids. But it seems like you need to message them if you want a resurrection. And that's your best case scenario, is that you don't wait for a message, you message. Or if you feel very strongly not to message, it might not be this month, but there is a resurrection, because this relationship, this person, I keep feeling family. So with that other card, it's highly likely they're a part of your soul family. They're important. Or you may have known them for so long that in your heart you feel like they're family. Yeah, and your worst case scenario is staying closed off. Staying closed off. And then we have the Hierophant, which is Taurus. So much earth energy. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Your worst case scenario is that you ignore this chemistry. You ignore the signs. You stay closed off and just keep going about business as usual. Why is this their worst case scenario? You're going to be missing out on, you know, a relationship that is reciprocal, the real deal. Like there's true emotion there, true things that you can give back and forth to each other. So, okay, for couples, heart-to-heart conversations, we have Nine of Pentacles in reverse and the Ten of Wands in reverse. Some of you are not feeling appreciated, and you feel really burdened in a relationship, and you need to talk about it. You need to talk about why. Could be you feel like the other person is not taking care of themselves enough and that you're worried about them. Your worst case scenario, Nine of Wands. So yeah, it's still the same thing though. Like you feel like, let me see, because the Ten of Wands is over here. So I knew I definitely felt that energy, but what's this Nine of Wands about? Temperance. Like you want more balance. You want more balance, more, it could be you want more, it could be this person is just all about you, or they've been through a lot and you want to see them get to a stronger place, or you've been through a lot and you want to feel stronger. But it's like, you need to tell them, this is why sometimes I seem tired. This is why I don't have all my shit together. But I'm getting balanced. Like, be honest about what you've been through and why you're presenting yourself the way that you are. Others of you, yeah, someone might really feel like they need to tell you, or what they're worried about. And you might feel like, I feel like for a lot of you, you really feel like you need to tell someone that you care about why you're worried about them, why you're doing what you're doing. So, because then there's peace, you know, then it's like the fire, the earth, the air, the water, rather than just being like all about the practical or fighting or just about creativity or just about thoughts or just about emotion. It comes to this really balanced place. Your worst case scenario is that you just walk away. You just walk away and keep carrying the burden, and you're like, oh, they won't listen anyway, or I don't want to be with them. Because the fact is, there's the reason that the conversation is important is because for both of you, there's like healing and things about your worth that you both have been fighting for a long time. Okay, it's battles you both have been fighting for a long time, and even if this isn't going to be a relationship that lasts, or if it is a marriage, it's important to have the conversation and not just run from it. Or, you know, in the Eight of Cups, he walks towards the moon, and the moon does represent hidden things. But it's a burden to keep carrying all those hidden things, Scorpio. I know Scorpios are very private, but there comes a point where it's like, when you find someone you trust, let them in, because they actually need you too. There's something, you both are going to become stronger financially, in confidence, and finally some of the battles you've been fighting for so long. I'm going to cry just because I feel the energy. There's something heavy here that's been carried a long time, and it hasn't been discussed, at least not in a healthy way, and it needs to be. Anything else for couples? The World, yeah. A new beginning. And as the moons, the Gemini full moon's coming, you know, it's time for a new cycle. Don't carry the burden through the next cycle too, for it's complicated. Romantic feelings, your feelings are real and worth exploring. We have the Queen of Swords in reverse, air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, and the Four of Swords. There's something maybe that when you lie in bed at night you think about, and you don't want to like talk about it or face it. You try to just like move on in peace, but you don't feel peace, and you could feel like you wronged someone or someone wronged you. Okay, you could have been trying to get to a place of peace with someone and they got very angry at you. And so having that understanding, like looking back to the past, why did they feel this way? Why did they feel the need to cut me off? Why did they respond like that? You know, because their feelings are real. Like whatever they're feeling, it's very real to them. Whatever you're feeling is very real to you. But it's important to kind of like look back at the past and see why that might be happening. What else here? The Chariot. So it seems like, I mean, this could have to do with travel. There could have been a trip. There could have been something about a vehicle, is what I'm hearing. But and I'm really noticing the black and white lines here. It could be like you guys see things very, very differently. Very differently. Yet, and my eyes being drawn to that chemistry card, yet you still think about the past with them. But it's like you both have a plan and you both want to be victorious. So in your mind, you can't move forward in peace and nothing's getting resolved. You know, and you could have maybe told like a harmless lie to somebody just to give them peace. And there's a fight. And the Ace of Wands in reverse. So a new start didn't happen that you were hoping would happen. But that's a good thing actually right now, because there was some dishonesty there. Someone was being dishonest, and that's stopping. It's fighting against like a new spark. Okay. But at the same time, it's also cutting away kind of like the prison of the mind that was there. It's actually giving you or the other person a chance to like understand everything, look back at the past, rest. It's interesting for those of you in a complicated relationship. It seems like now's is the time. It's like take a little rest if you want to have the victory, because if you can't have like a good conversation that's really illuminating and helps like break away like false constructs of the mind or someone overthinking, then and for some of you have romantic feelings for someone and you're not getting the offer that you want, like you're gonna be victorious. Stop fighting it. Stop fighting it. Stop. Don't let your best case scenario is that you don't focus so much on like what's coming in next, but that you trust that you're going to have the victory, even if you're not hearing from them, even if you're on a break, and learn from what's happened so far, and just be in peace for a little while. The worst case scenario is you just keep like, you're like, don't move forward in peace. And then you don't get, because some of you are owed, or you do owe someone some justice, you know, and you won't have peace, or they won't have peace until they give it to you. Yeah, Four of Cups in reverse. Like dissatisfied, missing something. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Unable to focus. The Hermit in reverse. Like if you're not willing to actually like look at yourself, like focus on that for a little while, like you're like, no, I don't miss them. I'm busy. You're never really moving forward in peace in this relationship or really in life. It'll constantly keep coming back. It'll constantly keep coming back and kind of keep you dissatisfied. There's something important about this in its complicated relationship, that actually the two people, in fact, a lot of these, I told you they overlap a lot, but it's like almost like you guys met to learn something from each other. And if there's not honesty and fair treatment, it defeats the purpose, I guess. Whew. Gosh, there were so many messages. That was crazy. So much love and light to you guys. Please, like I said, if you're looking for a personal reading, you can message me. My email's in the box below. Check me out on Instagram. So much love and light to you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.